You're welcome to Nationwide and you're welcome to Roundwood in beautiful County Wicklow. And it's in small towns and villages such as these where arts and crafts can flourish, with many people setting up workshops beside their homes. We've come here today to meet one man who gave up his career as a civil engineer to learn how to make violins. Maria Malarkey has the story.
Kevin Harrington, who's originally from Cork, now calls Roundwood, County Wicklow home. In 2007, Kevin had no problem swapping calculus for a chisel to follow his musical dream.
My life now is a far cry from my civil engineering days. Very fortunately based in the centre of Roundwood, and my house is only about a 5-minute walk away. So when I get up in the morning, I just have a nice 5-minute stroll down to the workshop. It's just great to be able to come in here, and it's very tactile work. You're working with your hands. I always thought it was a good mix because I love woodworking and building things, but I also love music. So kind of making musical instruments always seemed like a really good fit. I found a course in the UK, a 3-year violin making course, and myself and my wife decided that I'd go for it, and we relocated, moved over to London, spent 4 years there learning how to make violins, repairing violins, and I've spent a few years working in various repair workshops in around London. We always kind of wanted to move back to Ireland, Yes, we got the opportunity then in 2012 to move back and move to Roundwood in Wicklow. I set up my own workshop and I've been repairing instruments and making instruments by myself since then. Hello, how's it going?
I met Kevin in UCC when we were both studying civil engineering together, so we both did the same course and started out friends and ended up married and 2 kids now. When he wanted to just finish engineering and start studying violin making in London, I was very happy just because he was so unhappy in his job, and this was something that really fulfilled him, and absolutely very happy that it's working out so well for him now, working out for all of us.
All my training initially was in violin making and repair and restoration, and I started doing that over here. I also did a lot of work on double basses over in London, and I kind of got a bit of a reputation as a double bass specialist when I moved over here. So for the last 5 odd years I've been pretty much repairing mainly double basses, some cellos and violins as well. Recently I decided that I'd really like to make a harp, and I started making my first one there about 6 months ago. And I really loved it. It was such a lovely instrument to build.
As well as enjoying making bespoke instruments, Kevin also enjoys repairing them. Anything from very fine work to major overhauls.
Hi Claire, how's it going?
And his clients are mostly professional or semi-professional musicians.
Yeah. There we go.
Hey, thanks Emil. How was it? Was it difficult to
No, it wasn't too bad actually. Okay. It wasn't too bad.
I've been playing the harp since I was very young, and I've been teaching now for about 15 years. So it's really important to regulate the harp every so often, and Kevin does a great job of that. So I had my harp in today and he's just fixed it all up for me, and it sounds super. I'm delighted.
What I really love is when customers come back in and I've repaired their instrument, I've done whatever sound adjustment that they want or whatever it is, and they play some music on it and they're satisfied, and if they're happy then I'm happy going out the door.
Yeah, it's great. Delighted. Thanks, Kevin.
There's great variety in what I do. It kind of goes from taking big slabs, 2-inch ash or sycamore, and roughing it out with your table saw and the bandsaw, right down to very, very intricate, very minute detail on a violin or on a cello or a bass. Just the evening off the edges on this double bass. I recently put the front on, so I'm just making sure everything's nice and even. And the next step will be to cut the mortise for the neck and put the neck on. Then you'll have your complete instrument, and you varnish it, put on the fingerboard, string it up, and and you'll have yourself a nice double bass at the end.
And when Kevin isn't busy in his workshop, you might bump into him out and about enjoying the beautiful Roundwood countryside.
It's a nice day. I get the down tools, grab the dogs, bring them for a walk. There's many walks around Roundwood. We're in the heart of the Wicklow Mountains here, and bring them out and just really enjoy the scenery, you know. It's a great way to recharge the batteries, so I can get back into the workshop afterwards refreshed for another afternoon of working on instruments. It's a very different way of life, and I wouldn't swap it for the world.
And there's absolutely no doubt that Kevin is a talented man.